Okay, we are back and we are starting the rest of the presentation. Now, a few things about what to do before we save our solution. Of course, as everybody knows, it's important to always check the back of the book to see if the answer is listed. It's especially important because, for example, when we worked in Glencoe, if I remember correctly, or Pearson, there were no answers in the book, but in Glencoe pre-algebra, there were answers, and a lot of people didn't know about that because they were so used to not having answers in Pearson that they forget about the possibility of checking answers. So please always check that. It's really important. And sometimes if the answer is not in the book, it's really helpful to look at the similar exercises just to match the formatting found at the back of the book. And again, we cannot go too much crazy about it because one thing is formatting of the answer at the end of the book, and the other thing is our style. And the most important is being true with our Maflik style. For example, when the book uses answer with units like 5 meters, they can write 5m, but we try to write the units with the whole name, so we write 5 meters or centimeters or something like that, or yards or anything. We try to write it with the full word. So that's actually not the most important thing to match the book, but the most important thing is that when the books, for example, gives a fraction 3/4, and we write the decimal as 0.75, that's actually a big difference, especially for students who have problems with fractions. So we should check that if they are, for example, giving approximate answer or they are giving without approximations. This is the important thing. But the other things as writing the whole word or just the shortcut or writing it in 2 lines or in 1 line, this is the style thing, and we should follow our matrix style. Now about the links. This is a tricky business because we should add as many links as possible. And this is especially important due to the fact that when we have more links, then we are seen as a better page by Google. So we prefer to have more links, but still we cannot, we shouldn't link everything. For example, when we are in a very advanced level in algebra 2, we shouldn't link equation, because if you are in algebra 2, you just need to know what equation is or what is a square or something like that. So when we are dealing with super basic links, like a formula, you cannot know what is a formula. Of course, if you are at the beginning of pre-algebra, then we are adding this link. Or if we are at the beginning of algebra 1 and we are learning about equations, then yes, we are adding this link. But when we are in some very advanced things, some of the links can be omitted. And yes, the important thing is just to look for different names and change the names, not to give the name of the page we are having, but the add link with the name of the theorem, for example, that the book uses. That's that's connected with what I talked before. But the things that infuriate me the most when I'm proofreading is that people add links without even looking at the page they are linking. And that's actually very important because, for example, when we want to add a link to a tangent trigonometrical function, this is what a page for a tangent looks like. Because actually tangent is a line which intersects a circle at exactly one point. And if this is a link in a page for trigonometry, this means that just someone didn't even care to open this link. And this is tricky business because we have a tangent, which means a line. We have link for tangent trigonometry. And actually, this means tangent is a trigonometrical ratio. So we look for it as a ratio. But we have also link for the tangent function. So we see that it's a function from the argument angle. And then we consider it, we draw it, and so on. So it's important to look at what link contains. Tangent is kind of extremal example because it's not really often that we see something like this. But I was proofreading a solution few days ago that had written in the text congruent, and it was congruency linked, and triangle linked. And actually this was very stupid because when we open congruent, no, it was congruency, no, how it's written, congruence, oh, sorry, no, not concept, I want reference page, wait a second. No, that's enough. Okay, so it was added this congruence, and actually there is a lot of things like congruent segments, congruent figures, congruent triangles, congruent polygons. So just someone didn't check this page and added separate links for congruent and separate links for triangle. And now what we really needed is a rule page that is congruent triangles. And this describes perfectly what we are looking for. And we should also always open the link and just look in it. Because if we open a link for congruence, we see, oh my God, that's just too much information to give it to a student. So please remember to open the pages you are linking, because this is very very important, and I really don't like when someone does it. They add a link and they didn't even open it, and it's just few seconds just to check if this is the content you are expecting. Okay, so whenever we are in the case that the answer in the book is not correct, the first thing we should do is ask someone else to check it, because very often we are wrong or we cannot see something or anything. But if we are sure that the answer is incorrect, we should just write C solution in the answer section. So we do not provide right answer, we do not provide wrong answer, we just say C solution. And that's because we want to use our links to our solution in different editions of the book. So if the case happens that in the newer edition, the editors corrected this mistake, then our solution will look just stupid, because we will be explaining a mistake that it's not in the book anymore. So we just write C solution, and we want someone to open our page and then see how we solved it correctly. Yes, about the answers section, I already told you. Channels, yes, that's a very good idea to use channels, because we really learn by using a channel, and a lot of people, for me, for example, I learned a lot of things just by reading questions from other people, and I didn't know the answers. I just read them, and then I was richer by this knowledge. So whenever it's possible, it's better to write your question in the channel, especially because your trainer or proofreader or anyone can just be not available in the moment, and the answer will be given by the fastest other person. So it's really good idea to use channel. The other thing is that we have our scans in the Google Drive, but we need to remember that there is another website for big ideas. A lot of people who forget, who do not work just usually in the big ideas, forget about it. It's called Big Ideas Math, Easy Accessible Materials, and we just need to choose our program. And right now, Common Core High School is for Algebra 1 and 2. I will show you. This is Algebra 1 and 2 geometry. But when we want pre-algebra, we choose Common Core 2019, and then we choose grade 8. This is pre-algebra 3, and that's probably what you, Martin, will be working on, and Marcel probably also, I don't know yet. Anyways, the scans can be found here, and all this information we need. The selected answers are also here. We just need to find the appropriate page, and it's really important to check the answers to see what they are showing. Yes, there is also a separate page with answers to big ideas, but I think that since they are giving the answers here, it's not really important right now. But anyways, if you ever wonder about some answers to big ideas, there is a separate page and someone can give it to you. Yes, always reread your solution. Just check it to see if everything is grammatically and mathematically correct. And we should never think in a way that, oh, I don't know actually how to write it. I will leave it like this, and maybe a proofreader will find a mistake. No, we should never do this thing, because proofreaders are also people and they cannot spot all mistakes. So whenever we have some doubts, it's better to ask than to just leave it as it is and trust that someone will check it, especially because our content is updated on our website each Sunday. So, and every solution that was touched by anyone will be republished on Sunday before proofreaders can check it. And sometimes, as you know, you wait for proofreaders few months to check your cards. So it's really better not to leave any mistakes behind. And of course, if you have any,
Are you saying that exercise? Are you saying that our exercises appear on the page before the final check?
of course.
I had no idea.
Yes, of course. They appear even before any proofreading.
Oh wow, that's
Yes.
interesting.
Yes, yes, yes. Actually, that was a change made, like, I don't know if it was 2 years ago or 1 year ago. Actually, I cannot remember. But before, we waited for the solutions to be proofread, but then we decided that we trust our developers and that we want to share as much product with our users as we can. So each Sunday in the evening, all solutions which were edited during the week are published on our page. So we should try not to leave any solutions half written or having, like, I don't know, shit, what should be done here written, because that will be published for our users. And yeah, Mackenzie with Joe just decided that we are going to publish it, and we have tens of thousands of solutions, and the chance, even if there is a mistake, the chance that someone will read it is actually not really big, but we still want to publish as much as we can so it appears every Sunday.
Okay, that's good to know, because I think there were times that, I don't know, I was working on Saturday, on Sunday, and let's say I started doing an exercise or something but didn't finish it, and then left it for a day or two. So it's
Yeah, I
good to
know.
know.
I know. Don't worry about it. It's not like a big crime. We just Mackenzie thought that the chances that someone will see half-written solution are smaller than what we can gain by giving students all the solutions we have written so far.
Okay.
But yes, still we should, for example, I use my page. I Me personally, because I have a lot of other responsibilities that I don't really have always time to finish solutions. I leave my half written solutions in my help page, Dominika's page, and there is, like, as you can see, a lot of half finished solutions that I didn't want to leave yet written, because I knew, for example, I'm training someone and I won't have time to finish it. So yeah, it's a good habit not to leave the solutions half written through the weekend. But still, if you did, don't worry about it too much. The chances that someone saw it this week are pretty low, because this is just one of the 10,000s of solutions. But still, it shouldn't be half written for longer than a week or so, because we want to correct ourselves. Also, we now opened, actually, you may not know this. I don't know how many people know this, probably not a lot. Um, we now opened a new feature in our Mathleaks page, which is called a community. And this is a page when people can talk with each other and talk with us and tell us about mistakes they found in our solutions. And sometimes when solutions have mistakes, just the users report it and then we correct them. But just usually Mackenzie does it, or some team leaders, because we don't want to, this is not really a lot of work, so we don't spread it through whole team. But anyways, this is also a chance that a user will spot a mistake, they can report it, and we try to correct this as fast as we can. Okay, awesome. Yes, always ask for help. Don't worry. Never hesitate. Everyone will be pleased to help you. And whenever you finish your card, when you are a developer, when you are during the training, it looks the same as with junior developers. You move your card to the proofreading. You add Mackenzie, and she will assign you proofreader. If you are doing the training, you already have a proofreader, so you would not need Mackenzie to assign you the other one. Mm. Yes, and always please remember to check the history, to compare the changes, just not to repeat them in the future.